I am making a do-it-yourself training knife. Don't try this at home. But I figured out how to use the actual cold steel mini like double-edged. I have training knives for impact training and sparring. Now, when you're training, you want something as close to the actual thing as possible, which means if you have a cold steel recon Tanto, or we get a cold steel recon Tanto, a proprietary training knife, it has exactly the same dimensions, same length, thickness of handle, same blade length, everything. So it's like if you're training to fight with a 16-inch stick, you don't use a 3-inch stick to practice fighting with it. It's just simple common sense. So if this was a baton, for example, then this would be a very short baton. If I was practicing fighting with a baton that I have, and if the baton was this long, let's say it was 30 inches long, I don't use a stick that's 3 inches long to practice with it, because all of the technique, the muscle memory doesn't transfer. Okay, meaning a 16-inch stick, I can hit it from here, so I can practice bang, hitting it, give me triplets, bang, 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 give me triplets, okay? Like I'm a kid or something, so that's the point. So, okay, so it's like from here, this is, I have to always play this, but basically you want something as close to ring as possible. So if you're training for fighting, you got a 16-inch twist called baton for like self-defense or something like this. That's the tool. You got a 16-inch twist called baton for home defense. You got it at home. It's like I use it as a home defense weapon or something like this. And you're practicing with it. And for some reason, you don't want to use the actual thing. You don't use like a 4-inch stick to practice fighting with a 16-inch stick only, okay? Because if I'm practicing fighting with a stick this long and I'm doing impact training, I'm practicing muscle memory. Now right here, I'm missing, or the longest I will be hitting. So you want something as close to original as possible. If you're training knife fighting, stick fighting, what the thing is. Now with stick fighting, a lot of times you can use the actual stick for training fighting with that specific stick. Because this dummy, for example, I could hit it with a stick without breaking it. But if I'm training for sword fighting, for example, if I had a katana at home and I'm practicing sword fighting, and the katana is 1.5 meters long. Now, good luck hitting that with your techniques actually impacting with the ball down there. You create deep cuts, less races, you cut the head off, whatever. So you couldn't use the actual sword for doing impact training, because you destroy the thing that you're using to train. You couldn't hit a heavy bag with an actual katana in training. I'm trained to fight with my katana, okay? You couldn't actually hit a heavy bag with it, and like as hard and fast, because you destroy the bag, okay? So you'd want a training katana like a boxer that has the same length and the same, as close to the same characteristics, weight and reach, length, everything. So with cold steel, one of the things I like about cold steel as a knife company is a lot of the knives, if you're knife fighting martial arts guys, a lot of the knives are fighting knives. They're made for weapon use, okay, cold steel knives. They also have tool knives. But a lot of their, like a big part of their brand is like making fighting knives, okay, self-defense fighting knives. By local laws regarding self-defense, use weapons all the time. So with cold steel, if I buy a recon Tanto on Amazon, a lot of times you'll be able to find a recon Tanto training knife on Amazon too. It has the same proportions. I actually have a recon Tanto and a recon Tanto training knife that I could use for sparring, for example. Now, obviously, I wouldn't be using an actual knife for sparring with somebody, or even impact training, because you're back to dummy. So for training, you want something as close to it as possible. Now, I don't have a cold steel mini leather training knife. Something they could do, be useful, would be to have just a stick, like a chopped off broom handle, that is as long, and that would be functional. That could work as a training knife for this. I was talking before about Amatoric video. Do the Bible church is a gang stalking church, and one way to be taught is what called like public religion rituals. Maybe take no shots and devaluations and things. I'm a Christian public video, which means these people are recruited to target in real life and online with covert target tactics. And people that are part of this, they're part of a cult. So anyway, here's the point. since I don't have a training knife for this, I figured out I can customize the actual knife to use it for a training knife by more securely attaching the security sheet to the knife. And what I'm using is a rubber headband and then tying it like this, which means if I wanted to impact train it, that could have pulled off the sheet if that was not attached like I did. Okay. Meaning if I'm practicing on a dummy and I'm doing this, practicing this, if this wasn't tied to the head, it could have slid off, understand? So don't try this at home, but this is a way that I figured out that I can use the actual knife for a training knife. That's just by tying the sheet to the head. And even with that, actually it's this knife that caused the damage. That dummy, the reason you see it have all this stuff on it is because I created a puncture and I stabbed a hole in the neck. So even with the sheet on, I'm even maybe joking, you know, a knife so dangerous it can create puncture with the sheet on, stuff like this, okay? Because even with the sheet on, practicing reverse grip stabbing to the neck, it slid in there, so it got through. And I don't know if it was just this is hard enough, the sheet, and pointy enough, thin enough to punch through the dummy skin. Or if the knife, the sheet separated somewhat and the knife slid in between, like through the vent hole, the drain hole, I'm not sure. So we're going to be doing some very light training here. I'm going to get this on here too. Some Leukoplast medical tape. There's another thing I can recommend people to have at home is wide medical tape, surgical tape. It helped me greatly to have that at home. I stepped on a glass bottle, got a short glass shot up in my foot, and it punctured like the main tube in the foot, and it was bleeding quite profusely. And I was able to stop it with not this brand, it was another brand and different type, but like wide surgical tape. I put something on the boot as a compress, and then wound white tape around the foot several laps tightly, like with good pressure, and that got the blood to stop leaking out there and until I could get to the hospital. They stitched it. So what I do with this, that's a good should be part of any person's medical first aid kit as far as I'm concerned. Is wide medical tape. Optimally, it's the type that doesn't, is non-absorbent, that doesn't bleed through it. Okay, where it creates like a watertight seal. Okay, like even with tape like this, I can see this holes in it, so this would bleed through. I don't have a cut up the wrong way, it would bleed through, maybe a little bit swollen, but still bleed through. Now you could compensate by having more layers of tape possible. Now I'm not a doctor, talking doctors for making any changes to bad application and medication, but I do recommend people to have a first aid kit. The part of all your first aid kit should be wide medical tape, 5 centimeters wide or more. And the good thing about tape is like gloves. If you have gloves, like medical gloves, if you buy large, people with medium and small hands can wear large gloves. But if you buy small, only people with small can wear them, and people with medium and large can't wear them. Okay. So with wide medical tape, if you buy narrow medical tape, you can make that wider, but the narrow tape you can make it narrower. So if you want a thin strip, you can just tear it off and make it thinner. So we'll do some light training. I'm gonna get my exercise mask. check what time it is as I begin and keep an eye on that. It's 14:07. It's a little bit going to get the angles to fit on the screen. With this 960 angle, but it can work. I'll be going light today. With my shoes, the protective shoes that I carry into my steel cap, I can kick harder than I can in the hard places where I hurt my foot. I might actually put them on and use that. The table is obscure if you want to tell, but it's not going to get this upside down. Put the camera on there. Okay, so training. Start with boxing my tie. Step in, left jab, level change, overhand right. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you as much as leave one little comment and then hit the like button, get lost. I'm not here to talk to users and haters in the chat. I'm not. There'll be some elbow strikes and some capture kicks. kick with the steel cups, you can drop the pressure, you can break the leg, the knee. If you kick in the kneecap, that kicks pretty much anywhere. You can kick to the shin bone, you can kick to the knee, and you can drop the pressure. I had somebody say 1 in a million chance to land. Yeah, that's why 99 out of 100 of them I land. Okay, you match it. 9 out of 100 times throw that kick. 99 out of them I land. Okay. It's not 1 in a million, it's 9 out of 100. Like that kick. Toe kick. Cover like to do 1, 2, 3. 2 straight kicks, hooking kick. Like you would holster sometimes. So elbow. Elbow off, jab. Elbow strikes, boxing combination with elbow strikes added. Elbow striking off the punch, right? With the left leg. 1, 2, 3 from what the third elbow strike. Or punch. We're moving forward now. Some elbow strikes now. I just got a new combo drill. I like this one. Jab, after elbow strike, off the jab. Left half, elbow strike, 3. Not elbow strike. Looks like this. Go feel something like this. See?
call this punch cutting. Punching the blade. Similar to a punch. The boxing punch. So it's the same body mechanics like 95%. That's a nice one. And the same rules of physics apply, generally forced impact. Like rotating and extending outward, upper body rotation. So rather than hitting here, this is the punch. A way to catch the reverse grip. I'm having the reverse grip like this, thumb at the bottom. And here's a little bit, 1, 2. And that one. Here's 1. That's a 1, 2. So the second one. 1, 2. One more. Boxing. You impact with the knuckles, with the punch cutting. It's the same thing, about 95%. Boxing, do you understand? For one thing or many things. It's using boxing technique for knife fighting. So from here, reverse grip, boxing 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. Now, the only difference is missing on purpose, aiming to the left. So whether I can put my knuckles to the chin, I'm punching to the side of the head and impact with the blade to the soul. So here, see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, see. Punch with the blade and pick across the soul. Now don't try this at home. So I call it punch cutters. Punching the blade. Reverse. Pull like this. Well, elbow, hammer fist. If you don't know how to throw a hammer fist, you can attach with the reverse grip like this. Pull like this. That cut is similar to an apple strike, where it hits around the overbone and approximately this angle, only with the knife. Go here, to here, rather than this. Still from apple strike. As always, if you want to try the things in the gym as training or drills, you use the training knife like a knife made for training, like marble plastic, wood, whatever, for safer training. Combos out, 2, 3. This cut across the forehead. 1. Return with a thrust to the neck. Natural flow here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the 3 can also be another way. I got this one real 3 more. Breath. Okay, now mix it up. 1, 2, 3 to the beat now. 1, 2, 3. And if I'm here, all of these other things I can do. wide angle. Gonna end that. We'll see if we can. Yeah, we'll have to cut it. Make a reasonable knot. This is my cold steel mini leather neck. I say it's my current favorite knife. Not that I have a lot of them. I have but a few knives. But it's the favorite. I made videos teaching this before. One of the basics to make videos, knife fighting, martial arts training, and share my tips and tricks. One of the first things you can practice with a training knife, that'll be one, is learn the two grips, the two main grips. So here's like a regular grip, it's called a hammer grip, with the thumb to the side like this. That's called a hammer grip, and that's like the instinctual way to grip an axe or a sword or a knife, okay? A lot of times the instinctual way to do something combative is not the optimal way. So, as I'm concerned, for most knives, this grip is better, thumb at the back, where my thumb is co-witnessing with the blade, which can help to be hand-eye coordination. In fact, it's not that hard, like you have to build a whole new skill of touching things with your thumb. You already had a muscle effect, impact with your thumb, touching buttons and stuff. So this is, if I'm just moving my thumb, if I'm pushing my thumb into you, I'm stabbing, understand? If I'm doing this, if I can do this, touch with my thumb here, see? If I was holding a knife, I'd be cutting where I want to cut. If I want to stab, see that, because with holding a knife, there's a knife co-witnessing, it's like a co-axe, it's co-witnessing with the thumb, see? So whenever my thumb is pushing aside and there's a blade there. So that's one advantage of that thumb at the back. I do believe that it can help to be accurate with your attacks and keep track of the blade alignment. Like, do you understand? Blade alignment, I've done sparring sometimes with my mom, for example, and a rookie mistake is like kind of wielding the knife as if it's a lightsaber, with like impact like this. It's like a broadside. You have to mind, it's like it's only dangerous in the front, so you have to angle it to attack, as it is. So here's the point. Here's a grip that I like, thumb at the back, and it works with most knives. Rather than the hammer grip, thumb to the side like this, it's thumb at the back. See? It also helps to give resistance when impacting, versus here. If I have a loose grip with thumb at the side, there's more play. Just by having my thumb here and still relaxing my grip as much, there's more resistance, which can tell you something. Meaning, if I hold it here and apply force to the blade, I can tell how much resistance my grip is giving without tensing up, just holding it like this. Yeah, versus here, same looseness of grip, only thumb at the side. See? Which, yeah, so thumb at the back. Learn these three main grips, my recommendation, when you get better knife fighting. Thumb at the back, and thumb at the bottom. See? Rather than this, see? So thumb at the back, and thumb at the bottom. And don't do this grip change with a real knife, okay? Don't cut it home, use a training knife. And then as a drill with a training knife you can do, kind of as a starting drill, if you want to. You learn the two grips, thumb at the back, and then you switch to the thumb at the bottom grip, and then alternate. Help you to get like this skill of grip changing and just wielding the blade generally. See? And initially, as starting out with the grip change drill, you learn the two grips, this, thumb at the back, and then some at the bottom. You can start alternating as a drill. You have to learn the two grips, switch between them. And initially you might feel like you need to look and you want to use your left hand to assist, or your right hand if you're lefty. Whereas like naturally it feels hard to do. Everything is hard at first, like awkward first. So you might feel like to do that, it's like an instinctual desire to help with the left hand and to look at what you're doing. So a good thing to do is to drill that until you can quite comfortably do one-handed grip change drill without looking and without helping with the other hand. And for crying out loud, we'll use an actual knife for training. Okay. Don't try what you see me do in this actual home. If you want to do knife fighting martial arts training of any type, you use a safe training. Somebody wrote, knives are boring, they wrote. Well, maybe go look at My Little Pony or something like this. You don't like guns and knives and armor and things like this and martial arts. Maybe go look at My Little Ponies on TV. Okay. Or Martha Stewart. I don't agree. You gotta finish up. I'm done. It's like a half year. I could feel it coming, and I'm like, okay, let's head it on, but it didn't fully manifest. It's my coffee with coconut milk and salt. I call it rehydration coffee. So you have sea salt, meadow sea salt flakes, malted sea salt flakes in it. Just a pinch, and a pinch of Himalayan pink salt, and some coconut milk. So this person is going to be blocked for leaving a provocative comment, working to, like, knives are born. They come into a guy training knife fighting martial arts, and the comment is knives are born. Maybe you're like an effeminate weirdo sissy boy. You're scared of weapons or something like this, and you're not in touch with the core masculinity of training martial arts and being strong and capable and things like this. Okay, maybe one of those people. Knives are boring in your opinion. I don't think the knives are boring. Okay. You know what's the opposite of boring is having a knife pulled on you if you're not trained at fighting with knives or defend against them, or like you're not, like you don't have an athletic base, martial arts pattern, the type, you're out of shape, you have no experience with knives, being attacked with them, or like drilling the knife defense or attack with knives. It wouldn't be boring if a guy pulls a knife on you. Understand? It'd be highly exciting to your nervous system, your whole body. You'd be in an excited state, meaning it will most likely trigger fight-flight activation. If somebody pulls a knife on you, it'd be like, wee. It's like the subconscious music, the reptilian brain music. It's like, wee, wah. Okay, and it's like, okay. See, so it would be the opposite of boring. It's like if a guy, if you're outside walking, the guy comes out in the park, like, pulls a knife on you, it would be like, oh, knives are boring. What a boring experience. You'd be very excited, which is like the opposite of boring. Okay, so something that can help with kind of shutting down and being overtaken by panic or fear is training. Okay, it can help a person's chances to be familiar with seeing knives, wielding knives, training with knives, training knives, and things like this can help to quite possibly not be as affected by somebody pulling a weapon on it. And sometimes, yeah, so somebody wrote, knives are boring, you're wrong. Knives are not boring, you're wrong, okay? Maybe to weak effeminate cis, like, you know, the issue is they're just writing comments to push my buttons, okay? It's all they do. They're just writing comments to push my buttons. And sometimes pathetic people go, toxic people, they'll push your buttons. And then they'll go like, oh, you push your buttons, that's all it takes to make you mesh. It's like, oh yeah, that's the way to put it. It's like people are coward bullies and bullying people and push people's buttons. And if you go, it's like, yeah, you push my buttons, stop doing it. Oh, It all takes to push your buttons like you're weak. It's the same thing the internet haters play this game in the chat. They come in and push your buttons, and then if you get mad, go, got you triggered, bro. As if that's winning, you understand? God is triggered, see. God is the most powerful entity in the universe, and he can be triggered into wrath, meaning working out anger, okay? See, so God can be triggered. It's like it's in the Bible. God sees people's words and action, he gets them real mad, understand? See, so if being triggered makes you weak, but people's behavior can cause an emotional response in you of anger or irateness, then that would mean God is weak. Got you triggered, bro, as if they would. Be like, if I would show up, become like one of these internet haters, I see a fat guy on camera live stream, and I'm not that type of person. But I go like, you're fat and ugly. You look like shit. Put the fork down, bitch, or something like this. And then he goes, hey, leave me alone, you piece of shit. What the hell are you doing? Okay, you coward bully, something. I got you triggered, bro. Got you triggered, bro. I win. Okay, that's not winning, okay? That's pathetic. That's failing at life to be that type of person. Okay, that's failing at life. So it's like what you're doing is just try to push my buttons. And if people push my buttons and I get mad, it's not them winning, understand? And oh, yeah, I'm sensitive. And the founding fathers were sensitive men too. They were real sensitive to bullies, tyrants oppressing the white-flying monkeys. The founding fathers were real sensitive to any hint of tyranny and bullying. Okay, by proxy. King George using flying monkeys to bully them. He was real sensitive to that. Okay, it's like 3% tax on tea. But what if you have flying monkeys targeting you? For example, if you're targeted video, that are working to tyrannize and oppress you. Understand? That's worse than what the father told. Yeah, I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive to abuse. The opposite of tolerant and have it been normalized. I have been conditioned to accept abuse. It was like people can abuse me all the time. It doesn't register. It's like doesn't provoke my defenses. See, now you're an idiot, so I have to explain this to you. But it's like people that go like bully you or like trash talk in your chat, and if they see you react to it and you don't like it, you don't suffer fool's gladness. You can present the truth or you can a negative. So a guy is like live and somebody comes in, screw you, you look like crap. You go, it's like, no, you're a piece of crap, okay? And you get irate and sort them out. It'd be like, oh, he's sensitive. Oh, he's just too sensitive for this. When in reality, that's a sign of strength more than a sign of weakness. Because the problem is with people that don't have enough self-respect, dignity, and stuff, they let themselves get bullied all the time. A lot of people who it becomes normalized and they become tolerant to it. See, it's like the bystander effect. So it's like I won't have the bystander effect on myself. So if people are, and it's easy to bully Mike Sa in the chat because you're not in this room with Mike Sa. Do you understand? Meaning if people bully people in real life, I'm not talking about me right now, you risk losing your life the same 90 seconds that you bully them. It happens all the time on like border cameras. I've seen all kinds of stuff, CCTV. It's like some guy goes up and like, fuck you or something. So the guy pulls a knife and stabs him or something like this. Pulls a gun, shoots him. So obviously it doesn't make me weak that people are bullying me on YouTube because it's an easy game to bully me on YouTube because it's like, if you bully me, even if I wanted to punch you, it's like I can't punch your mouth, understand? Because you're just in my phone, okay? So it's like it's an easy, safe game to pick on me and bully me over the internet. And it's not as safe and easy in real life to bully people, okay? So, and that's like the psychology behind bullying. There's how people, typically, the average person is a coward, and the average coward only picks on somebody if they feel like it's safe for them to do so, okay? And it's easier to feel safe doing so on the internet, okay? Anyway, I got things to do. I gotta start a washing machine and stuff. Yeah, so, and I'm not threatening this. I don't care. It's like I do disclaimers. Here's the point. Yes, nothing I've said is a threat. And I'm saying that it's dangerous to bully people in real life, and people that bully me online, the reason they might not bully me the same way in real life is they might be concerned that I'll pull a weapon on them or kick them or punch them or something like this. That kind of feel like that could happen if they start fucking with me. It might keep them from doing that. And if somebody wants to get into bullying me, they have to get a false sense of security instead of false sense of security. And be like, oh, you don't have to worry about Mike. He would never dare to try to harm a fly. And if he tried, he would fail at it type of stuff. And then they can get brainwash a person possibly to feel safe in picking on me. Okay? And then set up for an acute cognitive dissonance crisis.
that delusion being shattered in a powerful way if I would stand up to them. It'd be like they've been told, and like the reality has been, it's like nothing's gonna happen. They understand it by doing this, and then suddenly something is happening by doing this. Be acute cognitive dissonance crisis. I mean, if somebody's like start picking on somebody, and they've been put up for it for some time, it's like workplace bullying. We're not having to talk about physical stuff. It's like somebody's been workplace bullied, and it's like the guy shows up at work and they start noticing how people are kind of giving little subtle put downs and push their buttons, and it's like at work pushing their buttons, and it starts happening at work. Every time they show up, there's some kind of subtle jabs, little put down, and you can tell that people at work together are kind of like look at you weird, or like it's like they're doing little put downs or push your buttons. You can tell that. It might be 2 weeks where it's like you're not reacting to it, and that kind of normalizes and help them feel like, oh yeah, see, we're getting away with it. But if it comes a day where the person will be like, you're a bully, fuck you, okay, leave me alone, they might be kind of surprised because they felt like this person is a person that won't stand up to bullies because I've been bullying them for 2 weeks and they didn't stand up to me yet, okay? See? So there's something called long suffering in the Bible. Charity suffered long and is kind. So a fruit of the Spirit as a Christian is being able to endure and deal with provocations and mistreatment for a long time before you react to it. That's long suffering. See, you're enduring something for a long time. You're not a person. It's like every time somebody mistreats you a little bit, you fly off the head or become unhinged. But it can be like, well, it took 2 months of workplace bullying for this Christian Bob to fly off the handle and get aggressive with the bullies and stand up for himself. Like, hey, leave me alone, you coward bully punk, something like this. Okay. He was suffering there for a long time, the abuse before reacting to it. Long suffering, see. Charity suffered long and is kind. Wanted on itself. It's not easy to provoke, thinking no evil, do no evil. So, anyway, here's the point. I'm a Christian taught video. I'm the taught of a secret persecution book called gang stalking. And a lot of people that show up harass me in my chat, they're just run-of-the-mill trolls. But there's also quite a lot of people that are recruited and put up to target me online. Meaning a lot of the people that show up harass me in my chat are cyber stalkers for the gang stalking program. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up